from us for a few days. You gon' make that stroke. You gon' make that.
Hello, 1 2 3 1 2 3.
Let us start with introducing ourselves here. So I have my guest today, Tim, and then I'm also Tim. So we have two Tims here. And technically, this is supposed to be a Chinese podcast. Like I've started on my own.
We could Chinese with the whole podcast.
Right. Technically, the show's name I had originally was Timmy 的深夜日记.
You got a name for it? I didn't know about that.
Wait, is this like too loud? But yeah. So super excited today. We can talk about some topics that we're both interested in. So I guess a little background. About myself is that man, it's like a school project where you have to think about like a 30-second elevator pitch. But I've recently just graduated college from Purdue and start a job soon here in 3 months. So I have nothing to do right now, and I want to start this podcast just to kind of record live, just talk about anything really. And I have my friend here, Tim. If you want to quickly introduce, actually. Would it be better if I introduce you on the topic and then you can talk more?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. So Tim here, we've known each other for like 4 or 5 years now. We've known each other probably since like the first day of school, before school even started.
Yeah, before school. Yeah.
Right. And Tim has been in my opinion, a very successful guy at school in many different areas, right? So that's something we're going to be talking about today. He was very involved in Greek life and worked his way to the president of, I think it's Lambda, right?
Yeah. And
then he later found out his passion for entrepreneurship, which we both are interested in. And he took his journey in Instagram, being an Instagram content creator. And he was very successful, grew to 5 figures in follower counts. Mm-hmm. And so that's a very successful guy in college as we are today. So so I guess we'll just mainly be talking about how he did those things and just have some chit chat. So.
Well, I'm flattered, Tim. it's so weird speaking with another Tim, but I'm flattered. But like, I'm sorry, everybody, I'm not successful at all. No. I'm just another college kid that haven't graduated college right now. I'm currently in my last year.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, dude. Like, no, I think for the time being, like, you've accomplished a lot of things, and I think it'd be helpful for if anybody is listening to this. I mean, that's not designed, honestly. Like, we're just recording this because we want to for fun. But if anybody is listening to this, I feel like having Tim talking about his experience could be very helpful to know. So, yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, man. Let me just. Throw a question to you, I guess.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I guess because I've personally never actually got involved with Greek life or student organizations, so I'm just curious, like, what got you even interested in joining, a fraternity, and what was that process even like for you to join it? Like, was it hard? Because I know, like, you have to do a lot of, like,
Well, yeah, I mean, I think I became a really different person throughout this 4 or 5 year journey in college. I grew up in Taiwan. Well, I was born in the States, but I grew up in Taiwan like probably for 19 years in my life. And yeah, like I never really know about fraternities. I did domestic schools throughout my life. I never really went to any international schools or anything. So speak Chinese and everything. So yeah, I really never learned about what's a fraternity or like what's out there. I didn't expect like our school is gonna be so. Like countryside, cornfield. Like, yeah, I thought it's just a myth, but yeah, it's really different from where I grew up because I grew up in a city, So, and COVID, when we started college, it was like COVID. Mm-hmm. Like, you got nothing to do, just scroll Instagram all day and probably Fortnite
Yeah,
all day.
yeah.
And at the time, like there was this freshman club thing, you know, like remember like it's like an Instagram page, but like all the people in our college,
I
like
remember
freshmen, like people
Yeah.
post like, oh hey, my name is
I did that.
yeah, I did that too. Yeah, like I called the admin, like the admin posted me, and get to know like some new friends, some new girls, and also fraternities. You know, like at the time they didn't have like physical sessions, but I got to like they DM'd me to join their like info session or something. So I noticed like I didn't know, but I actually signed up for some fraternity rush, like yeah,
Wow.
and I didn't really know what's going on with the frat, honestly.
Wow.
Yeah, well, like even some of my friends in Taiwan knew about it, because they watched like movies about it, but
Yeah.
like I didn't really have a general idea about it, but yeah, and I didn't really know that there was like just the reputation part of it, but like
Yeah.
I just didn't know
Yeah.
what I was getting myself into, Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of crazy for me because I just from knowing the way you are, I thought you were like always like a very social person, and well no I mean,
yeah.
let me put it.
you're right.
Let me. That was the wrong way to put it. Like it's kind of surprising for me to know that you came into college not knowing like a frat, like not knowing what frat was.
Yeah, like when
And then
we met each other.
Yeah.
I still didn't know like what's the general idea of it. Like, what's your first impression of me at the time?
no, I thought you were like a very outgoing person, and then you seemed very social. And I mean, I just like the first impression wasn't that like super clear because it was like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
But like as I got to know you more, like you were super involved with everything. So
I see.
you were like, I guess you're just like super naturally like you kind of like made for this
I see.
area, I guess. So you kind of just went into it. Is the
I see. Yeah.
So, yeah.
I definitely always had a mindset. I want to try new things.
Definitely.
Yeah, but
Yeah. That's
in terms of Greek life, I didn't know anything.
yeah.
And I mean, Greek life did help me, just become more social and have
Right.
sociable skills,
Yeah.
as well as working part-time jobs. I did work as like
Yeah.
a food server
Yeah.
at some food chain, in
Yeah.
America, and it definitely helped me like
Definitely.
learn how to greet people properly. Oh, how you doing? How are you? Like I learned so much English, like and just could be really conversational and make friends with people with
Right.
all these experiences.
That's how it always starts, right? Like
Yeah.
you start learning about how to talk with people with like a customer facing like
Yeah.
job role, whatever. But yeah. So well, so talking about your Greek life experience. So how long did it took for you to from the time you joined the fraternity to when you became a president of the frat house?
Oh, took me. So I became 1, 2. Dude, I had to count. Oh, I became the president when it's my 4th semester,
Okay.
like in that particular fraternity. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's actually rather fast.
Oh yeah.
But also, my fraternity was rather smaller. It was an Asian fraternity, and I think when I initially joined, they only had like around 15. However, I got pretty involved in recruitment, and I think there was like a general mindset of getting more people, getting more members, and
Right.
eventually, we grew this fraternity into a 40 people fraternity. So it's like 2 times the growth.
Okay. So when you joined, it was about like 20 people, and then
Like 15, like 10 people.
Okay.
I think. Yeah. There was not really much things going on, but yeah, I just think that, like someone grew up in Asia, I do feel more comfortable being around Asians.
No, I definitely understand. Yeah.
But yeah, like these people, they probably grew up in the States or or had a different background as me, but like they did help me like talk better English or just get involved with the culture better. But yeah. So at the time, I just thought that I really want to put my time to grow this fraternity as well. I thought that I want to join other programs, like other clubs, and be involved in some ambassador program at school. I mean, our school like definitely had a lot of those experience.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, and I do think that I had to start somewhere, so I can build like credentials to go to other places.
Yeah. Of course. But yeah, no, I'm actually like personally kind of curious about like, how you actually got to the president position, right? Because you mentioned you've been in there for 4 semesters and you've kind of got involved with recruiting. So did that happen after you became the president, or were you already being pretty active in the fraternity before?
Well, I think so. So basically, I know like different fraternities will call it different ways, but like your first semester you have to pledge.
Yeah. No.
And then once you got in, like your first semester in, they'll call you like a neo or a nippy or something like that, which means like you're still like the youngest members. Like you gotta somehow serve. You might have to be the doorman. Do some party works or you just have to work on recruitment. Just talk to new members And when I was a neo, like my second semester in the fraternity, I just started to sell my fraternity to people, like DMing different people to come, or just they had like tabling sessions, and you just walk up to strangers and be like, "Hey, this is my fraternity. You want to come or something?" Yeah.
So you basically started selling your fraternity before you were even like the upper management or whatever you.
Yeah.
You were kind of helping out the organization before you even got to a higher position.
Well, I mean, I didn't really think too much that's like sales or something, but like for me, like that was what I had to do, and I just tried.
Dude.
And that semester, I think they regard as like a pretty successful semester in terms of recruitment. And then my third semester in the fraternity, I became the recruitment chair.
Okay.
And and that's how I jumped to become a recruitment chair. And then that semester, I just became even more involved in other school activities. I was an ambassador in some other programs, and I was also involved in like the MGC, which is like the Greek Council, in school. Like it's like a more general, like for it's like
advisory board.
Advisory board thing.
Right.
Yeah, I was also involved in that since my second semester, and that helped me kind of build, I guess, credentials. Like because so when they're like, let's say when they're like interviewing me for ambassador, at the time I didn't really have that much credentials, but like I've been through like different, how can I say this, like different organizations. I was in the photography club.
Right.
I did some recruitment in Greek life, and I was in some Christian fellowship. Well, like somehow I got into the ambassador program, and then there comes like the advisory board like position voting.
Right.
And then I used these credentials to get into there.
That's like a ladder of credentials step by step.
Yeah, it was actually pretty interesting, like how I got there.
Yeah.
And then like the third semester, I was this recruitment chair, as well as other positions in school, like the Greek Life Advisory Board and the ambassador thing. And also that semester, we also gained a lot of members from there. Like we gained like yeah, like it's like, yeah, for us it was like a lot. So like that also kind of helped me to become like, like little vote like, oh, who's like the brother of the semester thing, and I won that.
Yeah.
And then the fourth semester, I just eventually became the president. And I mean, I did had a lot of passion in there.
Right.
At the time.
Right.
Yeah.
So it sounds like that. That you did a lot of stuff before you became the president. But to me, like, correct me if I'm wrong. It sounds like that the main reasons that you became the president was that you actually added a lot of value. Like you brought a lot of member into the fraternity, and also second of all, you're super passionate about your fraternity. So like you spent a lot of time in the fraternities, right? So
I did. Yeah, it's just like I felt like I did always had a vision at the time. Like, I wanna help our fraternity get a house, or like just make it really big, make it cool. Yeah. It's like at the time, like I had a carefree life. I didn't think about that much about like, just money, entrepreneurship. It's just like simple. I come to school here at Purdue, and like I'm in this Greek life, which is fun. That's all I think about.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's,
and I want to make friends. That's my life at the time.
Yeah. No, that's definitely a way to go. And it seems like just observing how some other leaders come to place. Like you basically exhibited all the other thing, right? Like you brought in a lot of value, and you had a vision, right? That's what like CEOs does. That's what presidents do. And you had that. And also another thing I had, and that just caught me. I didn't had a chance to say this all the time, all along, was, like at firms, right? Whatever firms, like consulting, accounting, whatever firms. Yeah. Like the partner's job is to sell, is to bring, like it's just to sell the place. And you were like kind of doing that for your Greek, for your frat house, even when you're early on in there. So it kind of just like shows that you were...
Well, I have to say, like, when you think about like the business model of a fraternity or a sorority in college,
right,
it's a pyramid scheme. No, it is. You gotta think it's a multi-level marketing scheme. Like I had a really close brother. His name's Raul. Yeah. Raul was like 2 years ahead of me, like when he joined. And he told me, like, when I was like really involved as a recruitment chair, he was like, dude, this is like this fraternity thing. If you think about it, it's a pyramid scheme. And he's right, because like, we didn't make money. Like, we're just trying to get members in, and everybody had the same mindset. Like, we keep posting, like our things show out. Yeah. And then just selling this idea to people. Definitely. Like, so, and I mean, like, it's just that we didn't have like money involved, and I think it's just that the fraternity thing just would teach you like sales, like because that's all they do, like they'll sell like parties or just like donation events, just what do you call that, philanthropy, and just recruitment. That's I think the three main things that fraternities and sororities do,
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, it definitely, like as a person that didn't grow up in this kind of culture, I guess the Greek culture just kind of help, the American colleges to stay more lively. Like, there's more things going on, but I mean, I don't think people would or should stay in Greek life that often. Like once I'm in, like I learned so much about like human nature. It's just like the human nature aspect of things. There's a lot of drama, of course. So that's when I just thought that, like that president semester just made me realize that there's way bigger things in life, just, it's not about like, because like there were people, I met all kinds of people, and there were people that want to make things all about themselves, and, they're good people, and I just kind of get the idea of what kind of people I should be around with, you know, like, cause some people, they will never change, you know, like,
Right.
and as a person, I do really care about growth.
Right.
Yeah. And I don't want to, I know like there are certain, you know, aspects of, like, or, stages of life that's awesome, but like I do know that I do eventually have to move on.
Right. Yeah.
So,
well, that's kind of the theme of life, right? Like, it's kind of that's what we're here today to talk about. Also, is like kind of how you grew through your college career.
yeah.
So, I mean, we're kind of on stage one of your life. So you talked about how you realized what a frat was, and then you got interested and you became the president of the frat. And actually, before we move on, I'm sure, like, I'm personally curious about, like, what's kind of your day-to-day life like as a president, right? Like, how much time does it take out of your life?
Like,
And are you living it and breathing that role? And then, like, what do you actually do? Do you, like, you know, tell your the people below you what to do, or like, what is that like?
I'll tell you this. I'm not the best person that you should ask this question because I felt like at the time, I just put myself in just school involvement as a whole.
Okay.
You know, like,
Gotcha.
like I put a lot of time in that ambassador program, and I, you know, just I spent a lot of time in these kind of stuff where I kind of, I don't know how to say this because I just kind of like just kind of, I don't know, like the academic wasn't going too well. I'll tell you that. Yeah. And I wasn't like that great of a student at the time because
I can relate to that all the time. I mean, I'm not the best student, honestly, throughout college. So
yeah,
like,
but yeah, like there was, it was me at the time.
I'll give you that. I feel like a person's energy is limited, right? So like you know, you don't have to spend all that time on academics.
yeah.
So if you don't spend that time on academics, like you definitely spend that energy elsewhere. So like at the end of the day, it's still about growth. You just grow in different areas, which I think is super helpful.
Yeah, time management is really important. I mean, like at the time, I think I focused a lot on making friends. That era of my life, it's just mainly about friends. But like for me as a person, I didn't spend much time for myself. I didn't find that, you know, like I didn't like spend myself on my growth, which was something that I always cared about growing up. And I definitely realized that then.
Yeah.
I kind of stopped like doing the social scene in college. And then, like there was just this snap, like I snapped out, you know, like I at the time, so once I got done with the fourth semester, in you know, at Purdue,
Right.
you know, I went back to Taiwan for the first time in 2 years, and I got an internship, and as a bum as I was at the time, like I didn't expect I'm getting an internship.
Yeah.
But yeah, that internship was at TSMC. Like big shout out, and like Taiwan's big company, like biggest company in Taiwan. Yeah, ninth, you know, market cap in the whole world. Taiwan's Hugo Sensan.
Yeah. It's
But-
like one of the biggest companies in semiconductors in the world, right?
Basically the biggest right now. Like Taiwan people are so proud of this. But I got to intern there. And it was just a big realization that I need to step the fuck up, you know.
Actually, what do you mean by step the fuck up? In what sense, right? Like in terms of like working towards like a career wise, or
well, actually, career is one part, but I think it was just my life in general. Yeah, I think to be honest with you, I didn't do a good job at TSMC at all. I mean, like they didn't give us that much to do because a lot of things that they do is very exclusive. Like they don't let you bring your phones in. They don't let you bring things out. Yeah, like no phones. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, confidentials.
Yeah, confidential stuff. 他们 treat 有什么？他们把这些东西都当做秘密。Yeah， 他们把这些就是他们公司里面的东西都当做秘密。So you know like they could be ahead of people. Yeah, that's the whole idea. 24/7 operation.
Yeah.
Especially when you see that because they trying to keep their fab running 24/7. So like people on my team. It's regular, like you know, like people in China or Taiwan, we talk about Jojo Liu, right? Yeah, and it's actually so normal for TSMC because like if they work a day for 9 to 7, it's normal. It's like, and if it's only like 9 to 7, my friend was like, oh, it's an easy day.
Oh, Jesus.
So when I got in, I was like, what the fuck, man? Like.
Yeah.
So this is life, huh? Like even though like as an intern we didn't do much, 我觉得我有点喘不过气. So every day when I got out of work, I'll try to seek for fun. Honestly, like I'll just like kept driving or just take walks in the fucking park. Yeah, or just went 就是看夜景啊，做什么的. Yeah. Because
I
like
get that.
I felt like shit. Like I didn't do shit in college. Like I didn't. Like, the workload is not like that. I mean, like I definitely did something like back in college, but like compared to this, like I'm wondering if I could stand this.
And this is when you already kind of like stepped off of your president at at Lambda, right?
Well, yes, and yeah, like I thought about still doing other school involvement, but then after that internship, I decided that I'm not doing all these stuff. Like
gotcha.
I want to focus on just me, just what I do and what I learn. You know, I had to find a path out. You know, like because I didn't realize this because a lot of people, when they don't like a job, they will trying to seek for side hustles. You know, like
I do that.
I did that as well too. Like I think we all had that phase, but like my thought process when I was doing the internship wasn't like, oh shit, I didn't like this, so probably I should go work for like a marketing company, marketing company, so I can escape the matrix or some shit. But it's more like, oh shit, I think in general I do have to work on myself, like work ethic wise, and just learning about engineering because my major is engineering. Course, so I still like, regardless of how I didn't like it, I still had to make the effort to learn about it.
Of course.
Yeah.
No, that's definitely another topic that I think we should get into today later. But I guess just kind of wrap up on that. I guess fraternity life. So okay, so you kind of talked about how you went through enjoying the social life at college, and then you had a realization of, okay, now I have to. This is not really for me, or like I have to grow to the next phase, right?
Yeah.
So then, I guess for the next part, we can talk about career, right?
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
So you already mentioned you got your, from my knowledge, you worked at TSMC and also Lam Research, right? So these are all really like huge semiconductor companies.
Yeah.
Do you mind like kind of sharing any tips that you personally had of getting into these companies, especially like, if you didn't have any experience before, like how do you go about finding like these jobs initially, right?
Okay.
We all had our
for sure. So so I think in terms of semiconductor, well, I think in general the first internship that's easier to get if you actually want to get into semiconductor is definitely find the manufacturers. Like the manufacturers are like, oh, TSMC, where they make the chips, right? So manufacturers usually needs a lot of engineers. They have so many people. Like so they have this number like employee number thing. We call it 工号, and like 我的工号 was like 135332. So I'm like 我是第13万的人在这儿工作。
6位数。
他是从1号开始到第13万多少号，但是对我是第13万的人在那里工作。Yeah. So like definitely if you had like就是像是 TSMC 他们很喜欢就是这种海外学历啊，就是our school it doesn't sound like a bad school. Yeah. So if you're interested in a semiconductor career. Definitely, I think the first internship, if you did it in manufacturers like TSMC, they offer a lot of jobs. You don't necessarily need like prerequisites because like honestly, let's say if you learn semiconductor physics in college, once you get into like the industry, it's so different. Like it's not like, oh, you're a mechanical engineering student at Purdue, you could just like because AutoCAD, you could work at mechanical engineering jobs, like in an automotive industry. Like it's really different there. So definitely that, and then
so that was a good kind of summary of like your first internship experience. How you got the job at a TSMC, right? So I guess so. I remember you have another job. You got another second internship at Lam Research, right? So how was it like to get that job?
Yeah. So I mean, I think that also circles back to the like the fraternity mindset, where like the school involvement mindset, where when I got this position and I used that experience to get another position. And I think with that mindset, I just kept shooting my shots in career fairs. And there were and there was one occasion, somebody like some HR from my previous intern company messaged me. Well, she was just doing like cold outreach for her events, her upcoming event at Purdue. And well, I didn't saw her message for a week, but then once I got the message, I messaged her back. I was like, hey, I saw your message. Well, I had this a lot of experience with school involvement. I know how to host an event. I know how to book a room for your event. Like, let me know if you need help, and here's my resume. So 5 minutes later, she called me back. Yeah, she called me back, and I added her on Line. She's like her teams are like all Taiwanese, so we communicate with you via Line. So her like we started talking at like February, and her event was at March. So I just constantly help them with how they can like promote their event.
Right.
I send it to my department and let the TSA people to do the work.
Yeah. No. And so is that kind of where you just got the job, or like did you have to?
Oh,
what
yeah.
was that?
Yeah. So I mean, like that definitely like smoothed my process because like I get to know the HRs beforehand. Like once they're here, we went out to eat. I took my roommate. We had dinner. We had ice cream. So it was cool. And I also met like their directors, their HR director, and their engineering director also came. Wow. So I also get to know them, and they were the one that interviews me.
Wow. Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I became cool with them beforehand, but of course the interviews are pretty serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
yeah, no,
definitely that made my process so smooth, and I ended up interning there for 2 months.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. So Again, I think just kind of want to like bring the point home here is from your previous experience as a president, how you became a president, as well as how you got the job at Lamb Research, right? It was, what I saw in you was that you provided value in both cases, right? You kind of helped your fraternity to get more members before you even got a president. You showed them that you were capable, and before you even got the job at Lamb Research, you showed the HR what you're capable of helping and bringing the value.
Yeah, definitely. Because at the time, I didn't really know a lot of stuffs in networking.
Right.
But like, it's just that I want to help and I want to know them. But that ends up, I guess that's a good example that networking helps me get a job.
Definitely. It goes both ways. And also the fact that you were being like super proactive, right? You didn't just sit there and then, them reaching out to you and just say, yeah, okay, I'll come. But instead you kind of like, offer the help. And that was just part of you being really proactive here.
Yeah, definitely.
So no, that's great. So thank you, Tim, for kind of sharing your, the corporate growth experience here. So covering, social life, which was like your campus social life, which was the earlier part of your experience at Purdue, and then to the next phase, which is this corporate development. And now we're the exciting part is the entrepreneurship, right? So that's kind of why we're even here today, because despite the fact that we knew each other since day one, for the first 2 years we didn't talk as much, but through entrepreneurship and podcast, and then Alex Hormozi, right, which is a guy we listen to a lot. Like you just through these things, we kind of start talking again, and it's part of the reason we're even recording this today. So, do you want to share with us how you kind of even got interested in entrepreneurship in the first place?
Well, yeah, of course. It's definitely, it's not like a one day process of, oh shit, I want to do this and that. Like I mean, growing up, I always been, I never really thought about the money or wealth that much. I had a great family and everything, but in the year of 2022, which is like 3 years ago, I started living with my roommate, Dude, like, I mean, he's really low key, like, in our school, like he doesn't care much, but he's just a really successful like startup guy. It's not like the student entrepreneurship level, like it's like I get like 10,000 of funding, because he's like multi-millionaire guy. His college career is like, he took a year off to do military service in Taiwan, and he just put all himself to trading like stocks and crypto. Then he eventually accumulated a lot of money.
And just to kind of add on to that, like I think I met your roommate like once before, or like once or twice before.
Once or twice.
And just to like put some extra information to this, at the time, like when we met again, right? Like I said, we haven't talked for 2 years, and then when we met again, it was like through a entrepreneur. There was like an entrepreneurship cohort, and Tim and I both went there, and we started like talking again. So at the time, I was like meeting a lot of like different entrepreneurs, like student entrepreneurs, and like Tim said, you can do a lot of like different projects at school, and you may think you're accomplishing a lot of things, and there are people that are doing. There's people that are building drones. There's people building AIs. There's people who got funding. I was like pretty amazed meeting those people. I was like, oh shit, I'm in the right spot, right? Oh my God. Fucking hell, dude. What is going on, dude? There's a lot of cool projects going on, right? Like, you have people building, Shantanu building like AI, and there's like other kids building, drones, and they actually got funding. And I thought like those were like super cool, and just, like I feel like I was in the right spot, like just learning from all the right people. And until I met Tim's roommate, right? It was only once, but still, after learning about like what he does, I think it was 2 years ago, he was already running the company, and it was already generating revenue. And it was like a monthly revenue of like, I think it's like 6.
Yeah,
are we supposed to disclose this or?
No,
Like,
I think it's fine. Their annual revenue is like type B.
Jesus fucking Christ, bro.
Yeah.
It's like, which is how much US dollar just for
Just like 3 million USD.
yeah, if you do them.
Yeah.
It's definitely, yeah, that's crazy. So as a student and then as like somebody who's like trying out and just learning about entrepreneurship, like that's just fucking crazy.
I think he just took it as a he was always a professional
Right.
because yeah, in his early college career he was seeking different industries.
Yeah.
He even got like an Amazon internship.
Yeah.
But then he saw like how much like money the Web3 industry could make, and it's still like starting out. So he interned at like a crypto Web3 company
Okay.
to learn about blockchains,
Yeah.
and then he grew his own capital via trading. Right. All right. As I was saying, oh yeah, like because his co-founders are mostly actual professionals.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm still amazed, and he's probably the youngest guy in his company still.
Wow.
Yeah,
As the CEO or like the top.
Well, like initially they didn't have like like the actual CEO, but he
Yeah.
kind of just became the
took that
leader.
role.
Yeah, took over. Yeah, which is crazy. You know, like yeah. Yeah, and he's the type of guy that just knows a lot of stuff. You know, just he could just read 公司法 or anything like that. Yeah. Which is insane as a student, because I couldn't even read my own textbook. But in order to get to where he's at, he's willing to do that. Just like whatever it takes. Like, don't get me wrong, in real life he's a bum. He's just sitting around watching TV or just doing stupid shit. But when he's working, he's that guy. He focuses. He don't need no Adderall to actually get himself to the zone. Yeah. No. So I definitely learned a lot of them. That's just the fact. Just to learn to focus, and just that aspect. I just really look up to him, and then I just, because of his influence, I started to see like, oh, what ideas should I have, and that's when I had my first idea. Oh my God, it's called TC Strategy. It's not like my name, but like it's called Taiwan Connect Strategy, and I started out with like a few friends that I have here, at Purdue. The idea was basically trying to build a tunnel for international students to go to Taiwan for internships. And that was our main idea of the company at the time. Yeah, and I think, because every time when I had a good idea, when I had an idea, I'll ask my roommate if that would work or not, and this was the idea that he approved, and my friends like. So we decided to intend to pursue that idea, and I didn't really had second thoughts. I just, that day and time I started like a LinkedIn page for that.
Yeah.
And then I just posted, hey, I'm starting this project with, him, and him, And we just started, and like,
I remember that. I actually followed the page. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, didn't really end up working well. And also, this is another thing about like working, with a corporate internship. We stopped because I started my corporate internship with Lamb Research. That's how we stopped our operation. Yeah, and the other guys, some of them are doing it. Like, it was like a 3-person team, and all of us had internships. So we just kind of stopped working.
That's a pretty common thing, right? Like I've also had like, like a side business, and like sometimes you feel like can I actually just do this business, like grow this side hustle, and not go with the corporate pursuit? But like that's a big debate. But at the end of the day, I feel like for the time being, if you're able to get, at least that's what I thought, like if you're able to get like a big name on your resume, it's just much safer in my sense. I'm not that like willing to take the risk. Yeah, I've thought about it, but I feel like I'm still personally, for my personality, I still like to go with the safer side. So.
you still gotta you gotta have like backups,
Right. So I faced like kind of like the same situation with how you kind of like all the co-founders went to internships, and then that's kind of how the operation paused, right?
Yeah,
which is essentially what happened to my side hustle, which I started with my friend Tommy, and we're just pressure washing homes, and it was a good side hustle. But when I got my internship at Tesla, I don't think it was when you put them side to side. I don't know if it was a smart choice to work.
Well,
grow the side hustle rather than to go to the internship.
But the lesson is like once you start it, once you stopped it, it's really hard for you to start it again.
Yeah, the momentum.
Yeah.
Like momentum is a very big
momentum.
thing, and then when you lose that, like, I try to go back and then clean some homes, but like that the whole thing just lost. It's just lost. So, it's hard.
Yeah,
momentum is very.
Yeah, I completely get that, and that is why I did not pursue any other internships. Yeah.
I mean, at the same time, right? Like. That's like one of the big like factors, but at the same time, I have to acknowledge like there might be some personal factors of just being a little bit of not as productive as I should have been, but that's just kind of human nature, right? Like you have to work against the human nature in that sense, but if you just let it go and then you lose the momentum, it's very hard to pick it back up. But yeah. Back to topic, right? So I guess we're talking about, how you got into entrepreneurship. It was through your huge influence from your roommate, and so you started your first venture, TC Strategy. Didn't go as well, and then I guess, what about your second venture, right? And then just kind of.
Oh yeah. So one thing I just want to add up is that I guess. Throughout intending to build my first startup project, I just realized the importance of skill sets. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, I think this is why most student entrepreneurship end up failing, was because like we didn't have like the right skill sets to build what we are trying to build. Yeah. Yes, students are creative, but this is the downside. And also we didn't really had like the experience of taking huge responsibilities. A lot of times, let's say, like we thought, like probably getting 10,000 funding is good, but like for my roommate, like 10,000 is like a week. It's gone. Like for their company, they run it, it's gone. So like just those kind of fundings are not enough money. And if you're involved in like a research project, like let's say, like because I'm also currently in some research groups right now, and like 20,000's funding is like it's not enough. Like it's a lot of money in one day. Like you can like if you spend it in one day, oh my god,
definitely.
You could buy a car or something. But like for people to sustain a project or like a company, it's hard.
That's definitely a huge aspect.
And I think at the time when I was building TC, I didn't really have the right skill sets that I need. Like so after I failed that project, I was just trying to find some of the skill sets that I might have to learn as a entrepreneur. And you know, because you got an engineering degree, and I did as well. Engineering degree is a really good degree to build up a resume. Like,
sure,
you could
definitely.
pivot to so many places. You could do business development. You could do consulting. You can do investment banking, or just being an engineer. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know. That's just that might be biased, but I've been reading into a lot of like news articles and stuff. And by the way, if you're an engineer that wants to go into business, I think it's a huge upside because I think there's a trend of consulting or any like business related, like even investment banking. They actually prefer engineers, just because engineers like analytical skills and then the way they solve problems. And there's like a phrase or something. I don't mean to offend anybody, but the saying goes like, you can teach an engineer how to market, but you can't teach a marketing major how to. It's not the right way to put it, but the point is, I feel like engineering is a very useful, like fundamental skill to learn, and I personally don't think it's. If you're capable of learning engineering and you think you can grind it out, I would recommend you study engineering rather than business. And if you want to do business, like transition into business later down in life. That's just kind of like the trend.
Yeah, in general, like it's really hard for business people to become an engineer later in life. But for an engineer to become, just anything else, it's easier. Like that's for sure a fact,
Yeah.
Like and I didn't see that. Like my mom forced me to do engineering. Like I was like, oh shit, this is so hard. But like once I found out like, so I can pivot easier to anywhere. Like that's a good part. But however, at the time, so I'm a materials engineering major. Most of the skill sets that I learned there is more like hardware or just manufacturing processes. So it didn't necessarily help me. Well, like it didn't necessarily, in terms of just skill sets, it didn't really necessarily help me to build what I want to build. Because
Yeah, I remember you telling me you took like accounting classes, like finance classes, like apart from your regular classes, just like at a different school also, right? So
yes, I did.
Those are very important things to. I think like your basic accounting and financial concepts are very important to know as an entrepreneur. So,
definitely. I think school in general gave me like a broad vision of how a business could be run. Like, because when I was taking, because you mentioned accounting, I took an accounting class, and the lecturer, he's like a CFO of a company.
Jesus.
Yeah, so he told me like, because I was telling him like I felt like I didn't really have the right skill sets to build a company yet. But what he told me is that, so you learn materials engineer, you know the process. You know process, and this is valuable. And that was when I realized like everything could be break down into processes. Like even like marketing strategies or just the business processes.
That kind of almost reminds me of like like systems. Is it kind of like similar to system engineering? Like kind of like system when you like. I don't know, like whatever you just said kind of just reminds me of like a video I just watched a while back. Like the guy got a PhD in systems engineering, and he basically breaks down. He just said like engineering is like the new MBA, and then like business is essentially like process or like a system, right? You have different functions like sales, marketing, and then within these you put your inputs, and then you have a system of like functions, and you get an output, like which is kind of like a process.
It is. You're just
systems.
You systemize like ideas, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's business. Yeah,
it's the same concept essentially. So, and before we go any further, I do want to add that I was just thinking about like the college major or choice thing, because I've seen a lot of people who were also successful with like a very weird major, like, psychology. So, dude, I'm saying very political incorrect things right now. What I'm trying to say is, I've seen people that's really successful doing like, art history, psychology, or the non-traditional majors, I guess you could say. And even people without college degrees. So I feel like as long as you are constantly in a learning mindset, and then you read books, as long as you're learning, you can honestly do anything in life, except for those like doctor or engineer in this case, because you need like to be certified. But other than that, you can learn anything in life, and school is just one of the ways to kind of help you get there, I guess.
And engineers get jobs more easily, I guess. A little bit easier. Like, and bigger salary packages,
Maybe Purdue Engineer needs to sponsor us or whatever. Like, we're giving a huge shout out to Purdue Engineer engineering program. I think it definitely set us up with the right mindset, the right knowledge set of knowledge, and the way to think about things going forward.
Yeah.
So but off topic again. Where are we at?
So so we're saying skill sets. So for the next semester, I was looking into just different skill sets that I should potentially learn, including SEO. SEO is like search engine optimization. Like most of the companies who have a website do need SEOs, and if you're ever interested in marketing, look into SEO. I was looking into SEOs and just social media marketing, or just should I build a podcast, or things that's niche, because essentially you need to get into a particular industry. But it's just that I think most of the college kids or just students or young people had the same problem, is that they don't know where to start. But it's just that you just essentially had to start somewhere, right?
Yeah, get it going first.
And at the time, I didn't really have an idea. I was just listening to a podcast. I put so many hours in podcasts. Shout out Alex Hormozi.
He's the guy, man.
He's the guy. He's the man. He gave me some mindset. It's just that as a student, I didn't know where to start. And then eventually I decided to start I started at social media marketing.
Actually, like that was kind of my what I was curious about, right? Like, how did you land on the idea of starting with social media marketing? Like, was it Alex, because he was like a very marketing kind of guy, or was it like, what was your
so I always wanted to start like a social media account, a creator account. I had the idea like probably 2 years prior, when I start, or like my current content creation account.
Right.
It's just the mindset that I'm gonna start later. Like, you will never start.
That's
like,
a trap we all fall into.
Yeah, and like, I mean, like Alex Hormozi, like he would talk about this mindset, like, you just gotta start somewhere, right? And at the time, my previous roommate, Kyle, like, and my previous friend Kyle and Scott, they were like software engineers, so computer engineers. I think they're like so they are trying to build like an AI platform.
Sure.
So they were trying to build this AI avatar platform, and they want to bring me in to help them do marketing. And at the time, I mean, I didn't really had nothing to lose, so I like that, and also I knew they are hard workers, so I decided that I want to join them, and I want to see like so what kind of social media or just marketing strategy that I should bring in. Like, they will be the guys that work on products, and I'll be the guy that work with people. So that's when I had to brainstorm, because we didn't really have funding. We're still like, just young kids, and
just getting together.
I mean, they're like, they got out of college and they have jobs, but like still we didn't have money, so like we couldn't put like most of the people like startups that had money, they throw ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, just ads anywhere. But with that being said, we do have to grow, just organically.
Right.
Like after learning how much it costs just to get clicks on like Google search, dude, like you don't want to know about it. It's insane. Like one click, I think it's let's not talk about it. I think it's $4.
For one click, Jesus.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, yeah, I get the point. It's expensive. Yeah.
Yeah, it's expensive. It's an expensive thing to do. So usually, more accomplished companies will do it.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, $4 per click.
Actually, I'm not really sure. I want to look it up.
Yeah.
How much per click Google advertise?
Yeah, I actually try to do some SEO. I remember.
The average cost per click in Google Ads is between $2 to $4.
Dude, you actually reminded me because I actually bought for my pressure washing business. I think I actually try to do some SEO. So I bought I think it was no, Google actually gave me $250 worth of credits.
Yeah.
Of ad credits, and I think I spent that in like 4 days or 5 days.
Oh damn.
And I actually pay like that's kind of when I stopped. You're good.
Yeah.
Let's just backtrack. Oh, sorry. Let's backtrack maybe like 30 seconds.
Okay, so as we're talking about like Google clicks.
Yeah, Google clicks.
Yeah,
So it's expensive, right?
Yeah, so
expensive.
Google Ads, like if you thought about it, the average cost per click in Google Ads is between $2 to $4. Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane, especially
is
for a new company like to invest that
Yeah.
much. And
So usually like companies that has capital or they're more accomplished, they would pursue Google Ads. But for us, we're just starting out. So, and we don't really have like capital. So I had to think of a way to build, just organic marketing. And also my teammates, they were still building the products. The product is unready. It's not ready yet. So I do have time to build this social media page, which is a strategy that I thought of. It's basically like affiliate marketing, which I built this account. Initially I was thinking about like an English niche. I want to teach Taiwanese audience about like English slangs.
Yeah,
that was my idea.
And before getting further, like what exactly is affiliate marketing if somebody doesn't understand what it is? Like just like very briefly, I guess.
Very briefly.
Yeah.
So what's like influencers, company would get influencers. They will pay them, endorse them to promote their item. Just
代言人.
Yeah, 代言人. So they might ask them to post a video or photos about this product, as well as they'll buy the link. Like Instagram has a link, which is really valuable if you're a high click account.
Yeah.
Like you could, they could buy the link, so their link is on top of, on their page.
Right.
Yeah. And yeah, that's how how like companies will endorse affiliate marketing accounts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good way for companies to convert traffic to.
And also a lot of companies will just build their own affiliate marketing account. They will get 他们会自己培养人才，就是培养就是可能 influencers. That's another thing, and that's what my roommates are doing. Yeah. But anyways, that was what I was trying to do. Like I didn't really have any experience in marketing, but I guess that's where I started. And dude, like I started just trying to post about English slangs. I posted every day actually, but it was not working out. But I do have to start somewhere, and just by trying to optimize my content every day. I kind of figure one thing about the English space in Taiwan is that like there are too many people that was trying to make English education content, and I didn't really had,
competitive.
Yeah,
advantage.
yeah, like that niche is
Crowded.
crowded. Yeah, so I didn't had a chance, so I had to seek elsewhere, and I did like learn a lot about like I followed a bunch of like social media like the ones that's teaching social media marketing. And I even bought like an ebook or an ebook or two to learn about how they attract like audience.
Yeah.
Like how they build their hooks, how they find their niche.
Yeah.
And well, I kind of figure like people want to know about like life in the States or just like American job market in general. Like there's a tons of like career creators like in the US, but I don't think there's enough like Taiwanese creator that talks about careers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess that's where I found a niche. And note that before I started that niche, I was already kind of in the creator space. It's just you could still know some like small creators, like
Right.
yeah, but like
Yeah.
but like once I started to post about like career stuff, this is one day like I posted something about like I basically wrote something about like so because like Taiwanese kids they came to the States to escape TSMC because like basically all the good kids they would have to become corporate slaves for TSMC, but they came to the States and figured the job market is bad and they could only work for TSMC.
Well,
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah, so I posted that like this short reel about it. It's like a meme, and then like I got like 1 million views from that.
Wait. So backtrack. Hold on. So, was that like the first post that kind of got you viral? Like,
Yes.
I guess like the question was, when you started posting to when you had like a blow up, how long did that take, and how many posts did it take, and then what was your like mental process before you even got to the hit?
Dude, how many posts did it take?
Yeah.
I didn't know. Like probably 20.
20 posts, and how many days?
Like probably I think it's around 15 to 20 posts.
Okay.
Like before that, like I tried English content. I tried to talk about 时事.
Like wait, English as in like you just speaking English, and then target audience is also English speaking people, or
My target audience Taiwanese.
oh, it's always been
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah.
So I named it Urban English because Urban English, like Urban Dictionary.
Yeah.
So I want to teach. I want to teach some slangs from Urban Dictionary.
Yeah.
But that didn't work out. So I tried to post some, just 时事 like
Career related.
not really. It's just like scandal. I talk about like I think Will Smith slapping Chris Rock or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I did that, and I tried to do vlogs.
Yeah. Actually, speaking of this now, I just want to. We actually never talked about this. Do you know Michael Shen? I think he's also a Taiwanese guy. And he actually
like Acorn Academy guy.
No, he was actually in my I took an entrepreneurship class. He was a very good speaker. Like we all had to give presentations. He actually gave a very good presentation. I thought he was like a master's student, but like he was just very good at public speaking. I think he had an account too, like an English Acorn.
I think he DMs me. I didn't DM him. I didn't reply to him back.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry, bro.
Michael, if you're watching this, it's okay. Yeah, Tim is just really busy at the time.
like there's like a lot of like requests, like inboxes.
Oh, you just
and like they'll just ghost some of the like inboxes for some reason. Like I couldn't really see like people like the request ones, but like I definitely tried to like just reply back
Yeah.
as much as possible.
Yeah, no, I get that. Yeah. No, but I just thought I would. So So there's definitely like I think that there's like people trying to create content in that similar space, and so I guess how did you position yourself to kind of like stand out, or like was there any like strategies you used that you learned from the ebooks or anything that kind of
for sure
you used to like intentionally implement it to kind of help you get the views? And then did you think that 1 million views that you got was a result of your like consistent input, or was it by luck, or how much percentage of it was each?
Shit. Okay. For my first viral clip,
You had multiple viral clips. I remember that.
Yeah, but the first one, I would say like it's definitely by luck, but the consistency.
Yeah.
I kind of learn about like so the luck part comes from my consistency of knowing like kind of like trial and error, like seeing like what content work, and like, and also this is also from Alex Hormozi, like when you see something good, just copy it, man. Like just, just copy
that's
it.
just how every like good thing starts. Like artists, musicians, filmmakers, that like they start off with copying like the people they like, and then they eventually go into their own ways of doing things. But like to start off, like you copy a very good thing, and then that's also good.
and definitely, I think one idea is that 我觉得做这种自媒体，做 social media marketing， 我觉得没有什么捷径。Like everybody, like in the beginning of social media era, people thought about buying Instagram fans, buying fans, or just buying like a account with a lot of followers.
Right.
But I don't think that is the right way. Like I think there are like 3 aspects that I really focus on. One, 就是第一个我觉得就是 aesthetics. You gotta have the right 就是你的字型要长得好看，然后你不能让别人觉得就是 your account is not well put together. Like
随意
yeah,
you don't want to be
你要有一致的设计。Like personally, my account it doesn't look fancy at all, but like I think it's at least neat, you know. Yeah, it's at least neat, and it's 就是看起来是舒服的。Like it looks comfortable. It doesn't look like random mess. You know, and 这个是 how you could build followers and build your community. And secondly, 我觉得you gotta have your own niche. Like you gotta start out at a narrow niche. Like let's say you're talking about career, but like there's different people talking about career, but like there's these people that love to talk about networking, there's these people that love to talk about like resume, how AI could fix a resume, you know, like Jerry Lee, shout out. And there's these people like, I can't get a job, and career memes, and that's probably me. That's me, and I kind of found that.
I feel like one of the reasons like it works is because like it resonates.
Yeah,
like me watching some of your content is like, shit, that's how I feel, bro. Like this, like when you post about like like you said, like can't find a job, or like this job market, like I just like shit, man. I feel that you engage the audience, and you pull on the.
This is the most important factor to get views, because people forward my content. You know the forward button?
No.
The Instagram CEO said that's the most important factor for getting views. That's the most important that's the most important aspect. You gotta get the forwards, because once people resonate with your content, people will forward your content.
Dude, that's how. Dude, you don't know how I share like just memes and shit. Like if I see funny memes.
Yeah, exactly.
All the time.
People would share like the things that resonate them to their close friends. Or just people that has similar interests. That's just how it is.
And, exactly.
And I think I would say that's the most important factor. And the third, it's just like you just gotta be consistent and be interesting. Cause like like a lot of content creators, they probably will stop growing at like 20,000s. It's understandable when they're like really really narrow niche, cause like their audience will be like a really tight knit, and 就是他们的就是转化率会很好，就是 let's say they posted some product, they probably only get like 400 likes, but like 200 of them will buy the the product.
Yeah,
but like
course.
for me, I'm more like a 低转化率的 because like I got 我有高流量, but like I don't think if I post a product, people will buy my product.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Actually, like, well, so say that if I'm interested in starting a Instagram account, just like you did, like, how? I guess this question breaks down into a few questions. I guess first question would be like, you grew this to how many followers do you have today around?
I don't know, like around 27,000 probably.
So close to 30K followers.
Yeah.
Around.
So
I guess first of all, do you think, is there anything that you could do to ensure that like if I'm starting a new account, I can also get to that number? Is it consistency, or is there anything?
Yeah, I often think about that.
Right, like so I guess like, do you think that if you are starting over again, is there any like variables you can control to like get the same exact result? Do you have confidence that if you started finding a new niche, or it's definitely gonna take trial and error and some luck of course, but is there any inputs you can control to ensure that you get the same?
I can ensure you that I can get to 10,000 in 6 months. Or
wow.
6 months. Like if I don't, I suck. Like
okay.
Like 6 months will be like pretty easy.
Okay, and then if you have to like do it, like long story short, what are some of the key things that you think, like if you were to teach me today, like what are a few, like say 3 or 4 or 5 key things I can do to ensure I hit that 10K?
So first thing first, like there's like the, what do you call that? Like your fucking bio, right? Like there's a line that you could, put your name in. So that couldn't be changed. Like, so once you make the change, 14 days, you can't change it again. There is a reason why, because that's the Instagram SEO.
Wait, explain that.
So basically, you should name yourself. Let's say, your name, right? Tim. What do you want to talk about? Like here, like probably you're talking about career, tech, yada yada yada, or if you want to be like, let's say you're a hiking influencer. Tim, hiking lover or some shit, so something like that, and Instagram will learn that. So you want to post hiking content. So when people look up hiking, they'll find you.
Wait,
they'll push up.
Yeah, do you mind showing like what is that like because I know for Instagram you have your user ID as well as your like the thing that shows up when like in the chat box, right? Like
like here. That's essentially what.
Okay.
What
how do you edit that? Like where do you edit that?
So that's me, right? So like I have a name.
Yeah. If you want to show it to the camera.
See?
It's not your user ID, but that like the, what do you call this part?
Just a name. Wait.
Yeah.
So when you come to edit, it's the name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you gotta put your name and also what you do there as a content creator, and that would boost your SEO from Instagram.
Wow. Okay. I didn't know that before.
That is actually really really important. That's a step one of. For me, it's just really important because people would see you.
Of course. Yeah.
If you look up 留学话题 they'll see me. Let's say you get into this let's say hiking niche, right? So what kinds of, so you gotta start brainstorming like the interesting topics, hooks that people want to see. And hooks in this content world or like short form video world is the key. Like cuz people's attention span is like 3 to 5 seconds and that's it. So whatever you had, like whatever scene you had or just clip you had for the first 3 seconds in your video is the key. Like let's say you do a POV. POV hike the hardest trail in the world. That will catch people's eyes. Yeah. Or three essential products that will make your hiking trip more comfortable. Yeah, like people want to see these kind of things. Or just 12-hour hike in 30 seconds. Like people would love to see like everything condensed. And I think my best video like ever was still so I make a video about like my 12-hour material engineering lab.
I watched that video.
Yeah. So I condensed it into like a 50-second video. Yeah, and I figured like, oh shit, people love these contents because people's attention span became so small. Right. Yeah. Lately, if I made like a 12-hour just laboratory video like for 10 minutes, like dude, nobody's gonna see it. Like the views is gonna be like 100. That's it.
I know.
Yeah. But like I made it into short form, and people love it. I don't know how much it got. It's like 700,000, but like that videos is not my most watched videos, but that was my favorite video. Yeah. Just because like
the way you're able to
like I see what people want, you know.
No, I definitely understand you. Like I try to do like a vlog, not a vlog, like kind of like a daily diary thing. And I kind of realized I just by like because I just record myself talking for like 3 minutes, but you have to like cut out like some of the blanks or like the useless like stuff, and then just literally condense it to the shortest and make it actually watchable. So no, I definitely get that. So okay, so SEO, right? Having a name, super like clear message. On SEO.
Clear message with your name, and just hooks. Like think of the best hooks you can. Like hooks. It's really sad, but it's true. Hooks are more important than your content. Damn. Yeah,
it's an art by itself. Then
it is.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, wow. But I think if you did these two right, I think at least you're gonna grow some content. Oh, by the way, aesthetics still like you still gotta have like a basic. Great outlook so people would start following you. Like if your form is different, like don't even think about it. I saw so many accounts like they probably get like 2 or 3 videos that's like just 1 million plus. Like they still won't get like followers just because just because they didn't do these three things correctly,
for sure. Wow. So no, that's definitely some great insights here, and so we've covered a lot of great things so far, right? We've covered your how you became a president at the fraternity, and kind of like how you went through your corporate career, and then now onto entrepreneurship. So I guess like before we wrap up here, what do you think is your next step, right, further down in life? Like, what do you think about entrepreneurship going forward, career-wise, and just life in general? Where do you see yourself going as somebody who's about to graduate?
So I think throughout my college career, I changed a lot about my perspectives into entrepreneurship. Because of my failed experiences, I kind of knew that I do need to pursue skill sets, and that's where education becomes an important factor for you. And I think for me currently, I still wanna pursue a corporate job to get into an industry, familiarize their process, and develop my network there.
Yes.
And because I still wanna see how I am as an engineer, but I don't know. Like I still wanna try out entrepreneurship eventually.
Definitely.
But yeah, like I think for me, I do want to pursue a corporate career that comes out to become an entrepreneur eventually.
I'm with you. That's kind of how I think about things. And coming from like a slightly different reasoning, but I think the result's the same, right? Because like, Jesus Christ, why is it always doing this? Yeah. I think, I think it's good to start off in corporate just to, get learn the skill sets that you need and build the right network. And because it's kind of, if you actually want to be serious about entrepreneurship, you're not in a vacuum, right? You have competitors, competition. So think about it like you're competing with kids that are coming out of Stanford, like Stanford dropouts, or it's either Stanford dropouts or somebody who worked in industry for 5 or 10 years, and then or you. So that's a little, because I know where I am. I'm just like a normal person, so I know that the best way for me to do it is just gather enough experience. I know I'm not like the genius type, so I probably need to gather enough corporate experience and use that to kind of learn about the industry, learn about what problem there is, and maybe you can solve some industry problem there too.
I think one podcast that I would really recommend is called Naval How to Get Rich by Naval. It's like a podcast teaching you how to accumulate wealth, but in the right way. Like there are so many people online telling you, oh, this side hustle, this drop shipping, that, like, but like eventually, if everybody do that wouldn't work. So, and in that like 2 hour long podcast, like I think its takeaway is that, so once you're around 22, 25, just go into an industry. You accumulated some expertise. You got a degree. That's where you should start. You got to get really good at what you're doing. And I just think that's the right way to start out, not just trying random things. And I do believe that like tech industry, you're getting into tech industry like in a few months. I do think like tech industry, that's where most of the capital's at. That's most of the growth's at currently, like in today's world economy. Like, and that's why I still want to, exactly. That's why I want to be in the tech industry, because there's a lot of opportunities compared to other industries.
I definitely agree. And I think it's definitely important to choose the right space to go into, but also, that it being a very, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a very prosperous industry is one reason, but the other reason is you kind of also like it. Like you can see yourself, you actually enjoy the work that you do, right? Which is kind of, for tech especially, I think it's definitely a prosperous industry. But also, I guess for me personally, what's more important is the role I have within it. Yeah. Right. I'm going off tangent here, but I guess my point is that not only choose the one that's more prosperous, but also choose something that you enjoy doing, and I can tell you like business. So I think it's good. You can probably go into tech and then do the business within tech. Right. Yeah. I think that's the best way to go about this, and that's just my thoughts. So So I guess for today we've had this is actually our first podcast, interviewing podcast. Yeah. It was crazy, right? Tim just got back from his vacation from Mexico. Yeah. We actually had like a 2 hour long phone call when you were there. Yeah. We were just talking about something, but he just got back yesterday. I was like, do you want to just have a chat today? But I wasn't expecting to even like do this today, but it's like, why not? We both have nothing to do.
Out of the womb,
Right. So just get this out, get it rolling, and see how it does, and then we'd love. I doubt anybody is still watching at this point, but if anybody is, Feedback would be appreciated, but I probably personally myself, I'm gonna probably like just listen to this and then see if there's anything we can improve and see how we can make this better.
Yeah.
And
Right.
I'm sure we can probably have more collabs later down the road and
Yeah.
and see if there's any new ideas and yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you, Tim, for coming here and then being on the first
For sure.
podcast with me to
sure.
help
My pleasure.
get this thing off the ground. So
Yeah.
all right,
Thank
so,
you. That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. So yeah. Good night. I guess this is
Yeah.
about 1 a.m. So we're gonna wrap up here. So,
Yeah. Good night, everybody.
yeah. Have a great evening.
That's
And,
crazy, though.
Yeah. Good night.
That's a long ass podcast.
I know, dude.
53 minutes. Oh my god.
Sold out show. You